Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Unfiltered with Sid. I'm your host, Sid Verma, and if you're here, I'm guessing you care about ideas. Not the kind that thrive in textbooks or headlines, but the kind that shape the world and how we view it. So today, we'll be delving into the topic of free speech. I know, this sounds like civics class, but here's the thing. We talk about free speech like it's our personal right to shout whatever we want into a big open void like a personal megaphone, but what if that's not the real point at all? What if the real power of speech, the kind that shapes societies, isn't just about saying something, but making sure others can say something too? Speech isn't just about speaking, it's about connection, it's about dialogue. Your voice doesn't mean much unless someone else can answer back. I mean, think about it. What's the point about shouting your own beliefs if no one hears you? Or worse, if no one can respond to you? Speech without an audience is just noise. Daniel Ellsberg. In 1971, he leaked the Pentagon Papers. These classified documents had revealed that the US government had misled the general public about the Vietnam War for years. It was a massive risk. I mean, he faced prison, possibly for life. And he did it not for clout, not for a book deal, but because he believed the people deserved the truth. But here's the catch. Ellsberg's leak alone, it wouldn't have meant anything. The real impact came when journalists published the papers, when the public read, argued, and protested, when the politicians responded. That's what made it matter. Speaker, listener, responder. It's all a chain, and speech only works when all the links are in place. Same story with Rachel Carson. In 1962, she wrote Silent Spring, exposing how pesticides like DDT were wrecking the environment. It was bold, it was uncomfortable, it challenged massive industries. But people read it, they debated it, and eventually policy shifted. DDT was banned. She didn't just speak to people, she made them listen. That's the real force of free speech. Not the yelling, but the response it may spark. King's I Have a Dream speech, powerful? Yes. Iconic? Absolutely. But it didn't exist in isolation. The civil rights movement was a chorus of voices. Bayard Rustin, Fannie Lou Hamer, James Baldwin, tens of thousands who spoke, listened, and moved together. It was collective speech that forced policy to change. Speech didn't work because it was dramatic. It worked because it was heard and because it was answered. See, free speech isn't just a right to talk. It's a right to be in conversation. You talk, I listen, I respond. Maybe I change, maybe you do. Maybe we both walk away a little sharper. That's how democracy breathes, not just through noise, but through exchange. John Stuart Mill, an 1800s philosopher guy, he got this. He argued that even false opinions matter. Why? Because they make us think. If no one challenges you, you stop questioning yourself. And when that happens, dogma takes over and wins, and progress stalls. Free speech keeps us mentally alive, even when it is uncomfortable. John Locke also wrote about this, that freedom and reason go together, and speech, that's the tool. But again, it's not enough to just speak the truth into void. Even the best idea is useless if no one hears it, debates it, and wrestles with it. Forward to Edward Snowden. He leaks documents showing massive government surveillance. You can love him or you can hate him, but you can't ignore the conversation he had forced about privacy, liberty, and how much power our governments should have. Again, it's the speech, the reaction, the reckoning it brings. What does it mean for us, for you watching this? It means when you hear something that makes your blood boil, don't just shut it down. Pause, listen, ask why might they think this way? You don't have to agree, but you do have to engage. That's how we get better. That's how we sharpen our own ideas through friction. And let's be real, defending speech isn't about protecting people you like, it's about protecting people you don't like. Because if only the right people get to speak, it's not free speech anymore. It's just control dressed up in nice clothes. So maybe it's time to reframe freedom of speech, not as a shield for our own opinions, but as a commitment to conversation, a messy and frustrating but essential one. Let's do more than just speak. Let's build a culture where speech matters because it's heard, answered, and acted on. That's how we get progress. That's how we get justice. That's how we build something stronger together. This has been the very first episode of Unfiltered with Sid. I'll see you in the next one.